Hey everybody, it's Yo Taylor back here at the Style Table on My Style Mondays. So, you guys, I've been thinking about things. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to start coming on and sharing some chats and some tips with you guys about getting ready in a hurry. Also, looking your best, feeling your best. It's all about style mindset change, a mindset shift, and how you think about clothes. And that's what I want to share with you today, starting today. This is the very first segment of Yo Chats and Tips on My Style Mondays. First off, I want to talk to you. We're going to talk today mainly about conference and event styling for professional events. So when I like to talk about the whole thing around getting dressed to go to these events and why it's so important to go ahead and up level your style. And post COVID, it's a little bit more casual. It's not as formal, but you still want to look upscale casual, however you want to call it. Everybody has different terms for it. We're not going to get in the weeds about what's the proper term. It just is what it is. You've up leveled a casual look. Okay. So, what we want to do is think about it like this: clothes are your armor. When you walk in, they speak for you. If you're someone who's shy and you don't want to, you have to go to these events because the events are on and popping. It's COVID is as of May 19th, the country is like, hey, the party's back on. So you're going to need to go to these events. Okay. So you want to show up looking your best. We don't always feel like doing it. I totally get it. But let me share a little story with you if this makes a little bit more sense. So I have this story because number one, it's my dad's birthday. So I'm going to share this story because my dad's in it. And it's the week before Mother's Day. So first off, my parents, my dad's this scrappy blue collar dude. My mother was this glamour puss who liked to shop. But this particular day, my parents had come into this money from retirement. My dad retired, didn't realize he had so much because he's just like this dude putting all the stock away and he didn't know. So they saved their house. They kept the little house I grew up in, the little 3-bedroom Rambler, and he had this little red pickup truck. So he and my mom, they were going to one of the university games and they had on their little university gear and they get in a little pickup truck because they wanted a brand new luxury car. They didn't spend a lot of money on anything else, but they did want this luxury car. Okay. So they go to the BMW dealership. Everybody in the BMW dealership, they all like looked at my parents. They laughed, they snuck, they like started ducking and hiding. And so my mom was like, well, that's all right. We don't have to go here. Let's look at the Mercedes dealership. Maybe someone will help us there. So they drive up to the Mercedes dealership, which is right across the street. And my mom said, same thing. They're all running, scrambling, like, oh my God, we don't want to deal with them. But my mom said there was this young lady, leave it to women. The young lady, my mom said she was pretty young lady. My mom said she had long blonde hair and she had her little suit on and she came right up to them and said, how can I help you? And my mother says, she looks in her little purse and with her perfect fingernail, she pulls out this pamphlet of the brand new hardtop Mercedes. She goes, we want this car. And so she goes, well, we don't have it on the lot. We can't really test drive it. Mom said, that's okay. And so they said, we want it. And so they sat down and she goes, well, okay. She's clicking out everything because she was new. And so she says, okay, well, you have to put down money in order to order it. And there's things around the lease and you have, and my father said, well, write her a check. So my mother wrote the check. The sale was done. It was probably 20 or 30 minutes. They hop into their little car. their little red pickup truck, and they drive off. And my mom looked in the back in the rearview mirror, and she said the best part of that whole deal was to watch this young lady who did not judge them and gave them an opportunity to buy a car, was surrounded by all these dudes who ignored them. So the moral to the story in this case is don't judge a book by its cover. That's a feel-good story. I know we all love it. It makes us feel all warm and fuzzy. But the bottom line is when you're in business or you're trying to up-level your career and you're at these events, remember the other 95, she paid attention to them. She was like one person. The other 90% blew them off because they didn't look like they had anything or they weren't an authority on anything and they didn't know anything about anything. You're trying to attract the 90%, you guys. So you have to look like an authority. And when you dress more formally, and studies show when you dress more formally, people assume that you're an authority. They assume you know something. They assume you have the information that they need. Now, there's a Princeton study. It came out in 2019. So this isn't like in the 1980s and this was all this. I mean, in a split second, clothes still make the man. The clothes still make the man more competent in the eyes of others. That's the name of this article. Okay. People perceive, I'm going to read this part to you. People perceive a person's competence partly based on the subtle economic cues emanating from their person's clothing. From the person's clothing. So I'm just saying, it's just human nature. It is what it is. People are, we're just shallow, y'all. This is what happens. People decide that you are an authority. I was a flight attendant and our uniforms were kind of based off of they were kind of military style. You know why? Because it speaks to authority. You're a person of authority. That's how it is. This is how people respond. This is just human nature. So what I'm saying to you guys is when you're going to these events and these conferences for business, treat your clothes like a uniform. Set up a section in your closet called, I'd love to call it, your grab and go get your money clothes. Okay? That section of your closet, grab and go get your money. So that way, when someone says, oh, I met you at the conference, why? Because they were attracted to you. You look like an authority. You look like you knew something. And, after our conversation, I think I'd like to hire you. Meanwhile, you're sitting at home looking crazy, right? Because we're relaxing or whatever. You're in the yard and you're like, oh my God, can you meet me in an hour so we can talk about signing a contract? Oh my God. So what am I going to wear? Well, you know what you're going to wear because you're going to go to the section of the closet. You're grab and go get your money and you're going to shower real quick and you're going to look good and you're going to feel good. In fact, you're going to look so good and feel so confident and comfortable and excited that you're going to upsell them. Okay? Because you still look like that authority that they met at the conference. That I wish I could say, don't judge a book by its cover, but when you're in business, it's the opposite. You want to attract more people and you want to use your clothes as your armor, your shield, the thing that speaks for you before you say a word. Let it be the authority. Let it be your business card. Let it be your gift. It will definitely make your experience going to these events a much easier one, happier one. If I get it. You don't want to dress up. I totally get it. And if you don't, it's all right. Just wear it for a couple hours. The event is a couple hours. It's a couple hours. Go get your money. Put on your investment and go slay those clients. Slay them with your appearance because that speaks first. And then you're going to open your mouth and you're going to be like, bam, bam, bam. I know this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. And then if you're just tired, you want to get, you know, out of those clothes, you want those heels off, you go in the bathroom somewhere near where the car is, change your clothes and get in your car and drive home. Who cares? Just wear the clothes for a couple hours. It's not going to kill you, and look good. Don't rest on your laurels. Like, I mean, even like, well, I make six figures already, or I'm making this already. Well, guess what? You could double your income because you'll attract more people. You want to give yourself more opportunities. Opportunities are never lost, you guys. They just go to better dressed people. It just is what it is. Now, with that being said, on to the next thing. So many women will say, no, I can't go to this event. Oh, I'm just not going to go because I don't have anything to wear. I need to lose 10 pounds or whatever it is. Or you go in and you go, I'm going to go buy this dress that I saw, and you put it on and it's tight. So you go, well, I guess I have to go up a size. You go up a second size and it's still a little tight. And you're like, I'm not buying it. But you really like the dress. It's a number in the dress, you guys. It's a number. Who cares? Just get the larger. If you have to go 2 sizes larger, just get it. Especially if you like the dress. The numbers are made up by the designers. Whoever created the dress, they wrote the number. They could write, I mean, seriously, like in the late 30s, 1930s in the States, the Department of Commerce, who was running the Department of Commerce, you guys? Men. Do you think that they put a whole lot of thought into the numbers? No. They could have wrote 100. A small could be a size 100. They changed it. It was changed in the 30s, then was changed in 1950s, where a size 8 was like a size 30. I think it's like a 31 bust. A size like 23 waist. What? It was a size 8. So the numbers mean zero zip. No one cares about the number in your dress. You need to let it go, release. Just get the dress and look good. There are studies that show that we are like saying no to opportunities because we're not the perfect size, or we're not going to look good on camera. Put the dress on. If it fits, the dress, the suit, or whatever you're going to wear, put it on. Put it on. If you're in between the sizes, get it tailored so it fits. It's all about the fit. It's all about the fit. So when you're in it, you look good, you feel good. All of that's going to come across on the camera. Nobody cares about the number. All they care is that you look good, and you're come in and you're tailored and you're polished, and you're telling everybody all about your expertise, because you know 100% of the information. They want to hear from you. But you cannot turn down things because you don't have anything to wear. You do have things to wear. You have to look good now. I'm not saying if you have weight loss goals, great, do it. We all have it, especially if you're over 40. Your weight's up and down. It's like crazy. But okay, but you need to look good now. You need to look good now. You can't pass on opportunities. Guys don't. They just take that beer belly out. They just go right out. They go out and go get that money. Go grab that opportunity. They're not thinking like that. We do. And we punish ourselves for not being perfect. So it's all about the mindset. You are beautiful. You are fabulous. You are all of that right now. And you can look just as good right now. You just have to just let all of that go, because the numbers are just, some designers have patents on their numbers. I mean, they're like, they have patents on their sizing charts. So that goes to show you there's no right or wrong. There's no particular number that's, validates you. The number, you're not the size. You are not the size in your dress, is what I'm trying to say. And I just adore women. I think women know so much. We know everything, They need to hear it. So don't let a size in an outfit or decide you don't have anything to wear to share your gifts and your treasures because you are full of them. Okay? Now, I want to talk to you guys because it's Mother's Day week. And what are some of the women that influenced you over the years? I was thinking about this question. Who over my lifetime has influenced me and who are some of the people that I didn't even really think about? Of course, my mom and my grandmother who was like badass boss lady who just took care of her family, raised 6 kids basically by herself. She did. And they all turned out great and raised good kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there were some women that I didn't think about. Like when I was in, let's see, who was the first one? The first one was Mrs. Etherington. When I was a kid, my parents moved from a predominantly black neighborhood to a predominantly white neighborhood. And I didn't have any friends, but there were these 2 girls, Nancy and Kimberly Etherington. And they were raised by a single mom. And she was a career woman. And she was always dressed. She was always tailored. She was always dressed. And she was always so proper but very nice. But she raised her daughters to be open-minded. She was so cool. When I realized she was a role model because she went out, she was a good mom, judging by how her children were around me. They were very welcoming and open kids. They invited me to dinner when no one else would. And so that said to me, working mothers do it all. She was a good example and she was always put together. So I was a single mom. And so I understand that. And I think it was so cool that I think back like, yeah, I think she did make an impression on me. She did. And so you can be a good mom, a career mom. And I remember that now. I remember that. And it was so cool. And I really appreciate that. And wherever she is, I appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day. The second role model that I didn't think about like that was Judy Eves. Is my best friend's mom. She was a business owner. She was a small business owner. She raised her children she was divorced and she had two girls, but she had her business inside her home, which was smart. She was a hairstylist because she could take care of her kids right inside the home. She was there when the school bus came home. The kids were right there, were safe. She could do everything right in the home. So she was really blessed to have that small business and take care of her kids full time. She was there for homework. She was there. And we all came to her. So I think that was a brilliant way to parent for single moms, is to have a business in your home where you can be there. So I thought about that and I thought, yeah, we figure it out, women, mothers, we figure out a way to take care of our cubs, right? So and she was always well-dressed, always put together, immaculate. She reminds me of my mom, my own mom, because my mom was always dressing and always shopping and always really put together. And also there's my other friend's mom, Miss Alice, would always advise me to stay strong. She was another single mother, career woman. She was a nurse. She raised her kids and she was really hardworking, always kept me grounded about keep it moving. Do what you have to do, take care of your kids, but keep it moving. Don't let outside forces come in and poison your mind and get you off track. Stay focused. Keep doing what you're doing. And she was always a cheerleader and a great support system when I needed to talk to her. So think about some of the women in your life over the years and just thank them. And I'm kind of publicly thanking these women right now because I really appreciate them. I will be thanking women over time because so many women have come into my life all the way up until just yesterday. Met a whole bunch of fabulous women that are really making an impact on my life. Thank a mother, thank a woman. And if you see a woman walking down the street, you guys smile, just smile at her. A lot of times we are deep in thought. It's not that we're sad, it's not that we're angry. It's just that we're deep in thought. Why? Because we're doing 100 things at once. We've got 100 things to think about, 100 things to do, and we got everybody in the world, our communities, our children, our families, everybody we're taking care of, and parents, etc. So just smile, say something nice. I love your outfit. I love your hair. I love your glasses. I know you love these glasses, peepers.com. So, that's all I have for you guys, but I hope you enjoyed this segment. Please let me know how you feel about this in the chat. If there are any questions that you have, or if there's some segments that you want me to start talking about, or subject matters as far as style, especially for women over 40, and any dilemmas, let's chat. Let's talk about it. And I will see you next week. I will have a very special guest, a mom, a career mom with 3 kids and a busy lifestyle. And we're going to talk about her challenges in getting dressed. And we're going to talk about the environment because it's important that we take care of the environment. The clothing industry is the second largest polluter in the world, just second to oil and fuel. So we're going to talk all about that. But see you guys next time. You can find me on atthestyletable.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel where this show will also be streaming. And please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate the support. All right, you guys, over and out. Happy Mother's Day.